All right, joining us now is someone who all too familiar with Joe Biden's incompetence. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance is with us. Senator, great to see you again. How are you?
I'm good, Sean. Thanks for having me.
What happened to Joe's promise that he was going to go to East Palestine? Whatever happened? Did anybody ever help the people out in that community?
Well, it's shameful and disgraceful, Sean. What happened is that over 100 days ago, Joe Biden promised that he would visit East Palestine, and he has broken that promise, refused to visit, and more importantly, Sean, he has refused to actually employ the services of his government to help the people of East Palestine. I was there just a couple of weeks ago, and let me tell you, people feel abandoned and forgotten because their own government, their own president, who promised to show up, didn't show up, and they really feel it. When you compare what's happening in East Palestine and Maui, you see a guy who promised, he ran for president saying that he would bring decency and empathy back to the Oval Office. Well, Donald Trump showed up in East Palestine, and Joe Biden never did, and he hasn't shown up anywhere else either. I wish this guy would just stay in his bunker and leave people alone, but if he's going to pretend to be the head of our government, he ought to get out there and do his job.
Well, yeah, I would like to think so. How is the community doing? Because that was really disastrous at the time. And how does a president make a promise? You know, one of the things I always believed as a parent, if you make a promise to your kids, all right, you get straight A's, I'm going to take you to Disney, or whatever the promise happens to be, you got to keep your promise. If they do their part, you got to do your part. It's a president's job to show up in Maui not 2 weeks later. It's a president's job, if he tells the people of Ohio he's going to go and he's going to help them, to show up. Why is this so hard for this president? Busy vacationing.
It's so hard, Sean, because I think that he just doesn't care. This is a guy who ran for president to be called Mr. President, not to actually do something for the people of the country. And you see it every single day. You ask how the people of East Palestine are doing. Sean, in a lot of ways, they're still struggling. They're trying to rebuild. I think they're trying to come back. And I really believe it's one of the strongest, most hardworking, most courageous groups of people that I've ever met. So they're going to come back stronger than ever, Sean. But their government isn't helping them. And there are a lot of problems that are still there. Number one, indoor air quality testing for people who are living in areas where they're still smelling toxic fumes. The government isn't doing it. Number two, cleaning up the creek, cleaning up the watershed so that you don't have poisonous waterways. The government has failed there as well. So they're coming back, Sean, but at the same time, they're coming back in an environment where the government has failed them every single day. It's not good at all. And I think they'd be doing so much better if Joe Biden got off his rear end and actually used his government to serve the people of this country for once.
Yeah, he seems to fight harder for money for the people of Ukraine than he does for people in our own country. I guess that's what America Last policies look like. Senator J.D. Vance, great to see you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.